Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I just wanted to go over some of the questions you guys have left on my Aikker dipping system video. The dipping system is all about nails, similar to acrylic, but it's actually about dipping your nail into a powder. If you go and check out that video, that's a whole tutorial on how to do that. It's similar to acrylic, like I've said to you, and it is known as SNS in a lot of other places. So if you're in a salon, it will be called SNS. They just have different brand names and different naming systems for them. But before the whole lockdown and everything, I did used to go and get my nails done. I used to get the SNS done. And then as soon as we went into lockdown, from my video you can see I ended up buying the Aikker dipping system from Amazon. I do not have the box here available just because I've ended up putting all my powders into these kinds of containers because I've ended up with so many and I just didn't want those cardboard boxes anymore. So we're going to jump straight into it and go through your questions. So the first question we had was about the sizing of these little tubs and how many times can you actually use these on a set of nails. So actually these have lasted me quite a long time. So I still have the first one that I had from last year, which is actually just gone to rock bottom now, and I've probably used that same colour about 7 times on my nails, and not just for me, I've actually used it for some of my family as well. So they do last quite a long time. A second answer to that question, I just wanted to mention that the tubs themselves, they're not that big, as you can probably tell. This new packaging also is slightly thinner and a little bit taller to help you dip your nail in a little bit better than we were able to in the old system. I'll just show you as well, hold on. So these are the two tubs, as you can see. One is a little bit deeper and one is a little bit shorter. They do contain the same amount of powder in them. Both work for me, but I do have small hands and small nails. So if you were to have larger hands and larger nails, this is probably so much better for you. I think in the previous video I also mentioned it comes with a little tray that you can pour these out into and then dip your nail in like that as well. Alternatively, you could purchase maybe 2 of these sets of colours and pour them into another larger container that would hold out for longer, and also you'll be able to dip your nail in a lot more easily. So the second question I have is, how long do they last for? So the answer to that question is around about 3 weeks, but it all depends on when you do it. So if it's your first time, they may not last that long. They may last only around about a week, but it's because of the way that the nail is prepped. So as you keep doing it and you continue to do it, your nail becomes rougher and less oilier. So the base coat will stick more and it won't lift as much. So it will last a lot longer. So for me, it does last 3 weeks. This time it didn't last that long, but that's because for a week I had it aired, I had no nails on, and so it seemed to be lifting. It lifts a lot quicker. But if you prep the nail correctly, which is making sure that it's buffed out, it's rigid, kind of like that sandpapery kind of texture, that when you put the base coat on, it will glue a lot better. And if you go forward and you keep using the system, you will see the results that it does last longer over time. So the next question is, do I use a clear powder before I go in and use 2 layers of the coloured powder? For me, the answer is no, but that's because I don't have a clear powder to put on. There isn't a clear powder that comes with these kits. I guess you'd have to buy it separately. Otherwise, 3 layers of the coloured powder works fine for me. I haven't seen any problems. The kit itself does say only use 2 layers of the powder, but 3 works a charm just for me. So you guys can try 2, you can try 3, it's up to you. Tell me in the comments below what you have tried, what you haven't tried, and what works well for you as well. So the next question we have is, how long do I leave the top coat to dry for? So for me, it's a good 10-15 minutes. We'll make sure that it is completely dry. It does sometimes dry a lot quicker in some places, but again, it's all dependent on how you've put the top coat on. If you put it on too thick, it's going to be a lot longer to dry. If you put it on too thin, you'll start to see it kind of cloud over and it's just not the right texture. So you want it just right. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin. You want it just right, and also leave it for 15 minutes and then it will dry nicely. And you won't see any marks or anything in it, because if you start touching it during the drying process, you will also notice it starts becoming cloudy and it's quite hard to correct it after that. The next question after that, which leads on quite nicely, is do I need a UV lamp? Me, myself, I do not use a UV lamp for it, but you definitely can do. It will just help it dry faster, and so you won't have to sit around for 10-15 minutes waiting for your nails to dry. So the next question I have is, do they feel as strong as acrylic nails? So I do not put fake nails on top of the SNS powder. If you do that with acrylic, then yeah, your acrylic nails will be stronger because you're using the plasticky false nails to go along with it. But if you're using just acrylic on its own, I guess it'd be just as strong as the SNS as well. So they're both as good as each other. This is literally just the powder format on the acrylic powder as well. So you can test it and try it and let me know. And lastly, do I recommend this product? Yes, I definitely do recommend this product. This is why I've got so many of the powders and I do really like using it. There are a few things to note though. So the actual base coat and top coat, you want to make sure that you're buying the ones that actually come with the full coloured pack. So you do want to make sure that you are buying the kit that contains these bottles of the base coat and top coat and activator. You do not want to get the like long slim kind of rectangular ones. They are no good. They're very sticky. I had to actually send mine back because I was just very appalled with the product. I just thought it was so bad. So just make sure that you do get the one that does come with the full coloured kit, or there is another one where they do just sell these with the container and I think a buffer as well. So make sure you get those. Or also the Tamika ones, they're also very good as well. The top coat and base coat for that is brilliant, and activator as well. Also, you want to make sure that before you do start your nails, that you can open and close these bottles, because sometimes they do get jammed shut. So prior to you starting out doing your nails, you just double check that and you'll be good to go. But thank you guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I also do hope you let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you, bye.